So my brain strayed. My brain has strayed. But like I said before, my brain strayed. I'm gonna continue dissecting this piece of art. And this time, I only had 1 cup of coffee so far. So where were we? Well, it would be nice to start from the top if I see some kind of glittering pebbles. I'm gonna try. There's a lady who's sure of that glitters is gold, and she's buying the stairway to heaven. When she gets there, she knows if the stores are all closed. And she's buying the stairway to heaven. Now that I became conscious about it due to the last night's class, it's a struggle because I catch myself breathing through the mouth when I should always take breaths through the nose. So I guess I'm not gonna sing for now. But I remember this one insight that I had. I forgot again to look up the word misgiven in the dictionary. But I had this insight while I was, I guess, on the bus yesterday about the word misgiven. And where is that? In a tree by the brook, there's a songbird who sings. Sometimes all of our thoughts are misgiven. Because I encountered this theory regarding ideas, that apparently ideas are conscious and they choose the people who can best put them in this reality, who can carry them out. And I guess if I were to interpret it with that in mind, with that what I just said in my mind, I would interpret it as the person who wrote this particular line, maybe sometimes ideas come to him and he has this feeling that he's not worthy or he's not the proper person to give this life, to give this idea some life, to release to the earth. Or maybe he feels worthy. It's just that he feels that this idea is should have been given to someone else. Maybe. There's another thing that I didn't see. I don't know what this word means. Because if I remember correctly, the division was in the forests will echo with laughter. And then the next phase of the If there's a bustle in your hedgerow, I don't know what a hedgerow is. I don't know. Don't be alarmed now. If there's a bustle in your hedgerow, don't be alarmed now. It's just a sprinkling for the May Queen. Sprinkling, I know for sure. People get their windows and their houses cleaned for the. Is this something that relates to Easter? May Queen. May. What's in May? I cannot interpret this or give some insight to this because I don't know the hedgerow word. Yes, there are two paths. Yes, there are two paths you can go by, but in the long run, there's still time to change the road you're on. Two paths? Why only two? Is this a reference to heaven and hell? Because the title is Stairway to Heaven. Is this is another thing that kind of what's the word? Kind of make me ask questions. Let's use the symbolism here, two paths. Because in our country, Catholicism is big. And I had my face. But then eventually when I grew up, I got exposed to different ways of thinking, and then I gained more perspective, or I have read some things. I'm like, well, there's a lot that we don't know. There's a lot. There's in the universe, in the everything that we know is nothing compared to those that we don't. And for people, for some, for example, I had some painful experience because of my tendencies to question things. I have had some painful experience, and I was told that I will go to that. And that there's only, and I will go to that because I am the way that I am. And that, but it's not too late for me, they say. It's not too late. You have to surrender your. I'm like, no, this is the only thing that I have on this planet, my soul. I'm not gonna, no. I am the authority of my soul. Thank you very much. And some people, some I have experienced, are sending hate towards the other ways that people live their lives because of these two paths, the belief of these two paths. And in my head, I'm like, well, you can never be so sure that there are only two paths on this realm or after. There's so much that we don't know, and for you to kill or be cruel to the next person just because they choose a different path that is not the path's options. It's no. Don't be like that. It's not kind. And I wish more people will just realize how much we don't know about everything, and that to be cruel just because people have different beliefs, i- it's it's just get in the way of us harmoniously enjoying the earth. It's getting in the way. It's getting in the way of yeah, apparently there's only a short. Makes me wonder. Your head is humming and it won't go. In case you don't know, the piper's calling you to join him. Piper, there is the piper again. Am I the rat to this piper? Am I? Or am I the second piper? Am I the second piper? Who am I in this situation? And wait, there are now two characters. The piper and the lady. And the me. And the me. Where do I stand in this situation? Am I in the middle of a crossroads here? Do I follow the lady or do I follow the piper? Piper. Another thing that I noticed, I would interpret this differently inside my head. It's a bizarre phenomenon. Do you also experience this? You have for me at least, I will have a different interpretation of this if I'm just reading it silently. But now that I'm reading it out loud, I'm getting more a different theme, different things from it. I feel like I will try again reading it silently after, or maybe soon, because I also have to memorize this. Makes me wonder, your head is humming and it won't go. In case you don't know, the piper's calling you to join him. Dear lady, is the piper calling the lady? Not me. Or, dear lady, can you hear the wind blow? And did you know your stairway lies on the whispering wind? Your stairway lies on the whispering wind. Your stairway lies on the whispering wind. For some reason, this reminds me of words. Your stairway lies on words. Of whom? By the lady herself, by the piper, by the me, by some outside force that I don't know. And as we wind on as we wind on down the road, and as we wind down on the road, that's it, right? I think that's the part. I wanna sing this because this is fun. And as we wind down on the road, our shadows taller than our soul. There walks a lady we all know, who shines white light and wants to show how everything still turns to gold. And if you listen very hard, the tune will come to you at last. When all the one and one is home, to be a rock and not to roll. As we wind on down the road, our shadows taller than our soul. This metaphor, I use it a lot, the shadow and the soul. So I guess this is a bit easier to interpret for me. There walks a lady we all know, who shines white light and wants to show. Is the lady the consciousness? Is the lady the consciousness? Should I should I have just kept that to myself? Now that I'm going through this, it feels as if the lady is the consciousness. There walks a lady we all know, who shines white light and wants to show how everything still turns to gold. And if you listen very hard, the tune will come to you at last. I feel like that's my interpretation. I feel like, because it just makes sense. If the lady is the consciousness, I wish I shouldn't have said that out loud. Who shines white light and wants to show. Of course, there are dark parts of the soul, but then if you shine light on it, you'll find treasures. That's my experience, at least. When you go down to the dark alleys of the branches of your soul, it's not very easy sometimes, but there's always some gold there that you can take back with you to the surface if you survive. And you must survive. It's your responsibility to survive. Why am I sorry, I didn't mean that to be sounding authoritative or something. It's my responsibility to survive. Maybe you have a different path, I don't know, or interests. Everything still turns to gold, and if you listen very hard, the tune will come to you at last. Of course, you will have clarity in the brain now that you've reached the consciousness. The tune will come to you. When all are one and one is, of course, my dear friends and some people. This is what I was talking about earlier, about the harmony of the earth and how some people are being so cruel for no reason. And she's buying a stairway to heaven. And the ending that I visualized on here is that while I was again on the bus, I was thinking on the final sort of heaven, there was this image of me dying, or everything turns black. Everything turns black, and that feels like dying. And then I saw myself walking out of a mirror and coming back to a body. And then someone coming over me and say, "So, did you enjoy being Dominic for a day?" And then I opened my eyes and I saw my reflection there. And I don't understand what I saw. What if when we die? What if when we die, we realize that we were just meditating? We are sat somewhere in the cosmos, and all these years we spent on the earth, we're just meditating for one day.